You told me we were going to see JoJo, and then you bring me down to Mulberry Street. Mulberry Street.
I tried to tell you, Jen, something happened.
I know. Something's happened to JoJo. Oh, something's always happening to JoJo. She ate too many pickles at the church picnic. She stole the huckster's horse and wagon. And she fell in love with her French teacher when she was only 15 years old. And now, just because I go away for a couple of months, What's that?
Oh, hello, Jennifer. Jennifer, when did you get back?
Not Truesdale. And Mr. Dobson. But where's JoJo? And what are you all doing down here?
You'll see. Come on, help me carry some of this furniture downstairs.
Beautiful. It's a shame to do it just for one night.
One night? What do you mean we're here for the duration?
We have a petition we wish to give you, Your Honor. Is that right, JoJo? Your Honor? That's right, Sophie. Really throw it at him. But what if he hasn't got any honor? We'll give him some. What do you think, Pete?
Oh, yes. We want him to know Mulberry Street has manners, Sophie.
Okay. We have a petition we wish to give you, Your Honor. That's good. Very good. I only hope we... Jennifer!
JoJo!
I'm so glad to see you, Jen.
Oh, same here. They said something happened to you.
It did. Behold, the new JoJo. Come and meet my friend. Sure. Girls, this is Jennifer Van Zandt, a real pal. And this is Amy Fong Lee. Hello. Sophie Nussbaum, Norma Tessati, and Larry O'Reilly. Hi. And now, I want you to meet Pete Buca. Good. This is Pete, Jennifer.
Hello, Pete.
Hello, Jennifer. JoJo has told me about you. We're hoping to get your help.
Help? I don't even know what's going on. JoJo, why didn't you write to me?
I didn't have no pencil. Seriously, Jen, this is wonderful.
But what? You've got me busy.
Why don't you bring your friend up to date? We can carry on here.
Right. Maybe I can enlist her.
Good.
Come on, Jen.
Bye, Pete. Of course, I knew you must be up to something.
I was. Something that changed my whole life.
My goodness.
You know what a rattlebrain I've always been. Anything for a laugh or an adventure. Well, I guess the laugh's on me. Because I've been having the most terrific adventure with the social order.
The social order?
Came up and hit me in the eye. See?
Hey, something did hit you.
It almost knocked me for a loop. And it all began so innocently. That Sunday after you left, I was at home, and the phone rang. It was your brother, Bill.
I tell you what it is, JoJo. I've got to conduct a meeting tonight. Yeah, young people's. I'm scared skinny. Listen, could you come around and sort of stand by? You know, ask a question or start an argument or something, so I won't fall flat on my face. Hmm? Oh, it's Christian Citizenship. Whatever that means. You will? Ah, there's a pal. Yeah. Well, the idea is we should try to be better citizens. I mean, make our town a better place to live. There are people who need help we could give them. Like playgrounds or helping kids get to summer camp or... Well, you know what I mean.
Swell, Bill. Let's do it. I move we do it.
Oh, well, just a minute, JoJo. We have a committee. Mary Lou, will you?
Our committee went to see Mrs. Sawyer of the Council of Churches. And, well, we learned that in our town there are many bad areas, well, such as the slum areas. In Mulberry Street, for instance, there are many children that do not have any parks or playgrounds.
Mulberry Street. They should have a shooting gallery for target practice.
There are many bad conditions. What we decided to do is bring it before you and see what you decide. Well,
Well,
what are we supposed to do?
In California, there's a group like ours got a housing law passed.
Hey, can I ask a question? Why should we do anything about Mulberry Street except go down there with a gang and clean it out?
Because we're supposed to love our neighbors, that's why, and help them.
They're not my neighbors.
We've got a neighbor, Mrs. Pennypacker. Every time I put on a hot record, she calls up my mother and complains.
What about that plow we sent to Africa?
And the clothes we gathered for church world service. That's 1,000,000 miles off. We've got to do something for the unfortunate people in our hometown. I think we ought to start a definite project to do some good. I so move.
Ow! Second the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Eats, how about the eats?
No, just a moment. Mr. Dobson, have you any questions?
Yes. I went with your committee the other day, and then I went to Mulberry Street. I wish you could have been with me. I think if you got to see the people that live there and got to know them a little, then you'd know what to do now. We have to be very careful when we're trying to help someone to make sure that our help is wanted.
If they don't like it, why don't they do something about it? They must like it.
I'm glad you brought that up. Mulberry Street is doing something about it. There's a group of young people there who are really trying to improve things for their neighborhood, for the community, for you and me as well as for themselves. I hunted up their leader, Pete Buca, and asked him to come up here and give us a steer. Will you tell us about it, Pete?
Isn't Mulberry Street where the slaughterhouse gang came from?
Mr. Chairman, we have a guest.
Thanks. And that's right about the slaughterhouse gang, except they're mostly dead or in prison now. They tried to fight the world like other kids from Mulberry Street. That's why we organized our group.
You said Ralph Barrows helped you? He used to be connected with our church.
Yes, sir. When Mr. Barrows was our minister, he helped a lot. He used to take us to summer camp. We had a boys' club and regular church services. And he knew how to make City Hall pay attention. And then he died, and they closed the church, and things got really tough.
I think the city should be required to clean up the slums. I really do.
I guess you mean all right, miss, but we don't like to be called the slums, bad as things are.
I'm sorry.
Oh, if Mulberry Street isn't a slums, what is it?
Yeah, I suppose it is at that. There's a house down there that was built for one family 50 years ago. Now there are 9 families living in it. I guess it's a slum, all right.
What kind of an organization have you?
Well, we have a little club, just a bunch of kids. We call it the Little United Nations. Right now we're trying to get the city to put in a playground. We're not having much luck.
Pete, how could these people here be of help?
I don't know, but we could use some help, all right.
I should go to Mulberry Street and get my head handed to me.
You might at that.
I want to help the people on Mulberry Street. I really do. I pity them and want to help them. What would you expect us to do?
Pity us? I wouldn't expect you to do anything.
But I thought you wanted help.
We don't need anybody to pity us or look down at us. I told you this wouldn't work.
Now, wait a minute, Pete. You young people have demonstrated over and over that you have a Christian concern for others, some at the ends of the earth. Now, all I ask is that you apply the same concern to our own community, our neighbors.
But what are we supposed to do?
I can't tell you that. All I can say is that if you really want to help, you can find plenty of things to do. Not easy, not all pleasant, but all worthwhile.
I move we appoint a committee.
Oh, another committee? I move we decide to help them.
Second the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carried.
Eats. Let's have the eats.
Oh, wait. Ella Marie's going to say the benediction.
May the blessing of God be upon us and upon all our neighbors to the uttermost ends of the earth. Amen.
Way down upon the Swanee River, far, far.
Look at that JoJo Wheeler over there with that fellow Dobson brought. Boy, what the boys seen her, I'll never know.
No, I guess you wouldn't.
She looks like a foreigner to me.
Don't you realize that everybody in this country's a foreigner? Except maybe the Indians. And if you go back far enough, they're probably foreigners, too.
Really?
Sure, come on.
You must think we're a crazy bunch.
Oh, no. This is great.
They're good-hearted kids. They'll come through on this.
You bet.
Hey, come on, we've got work to do.
I think it's wonderful that you're doing these things for your neighborhood.
It isn't like that. We do what we can. It isn't much.
I'll bet it really is. I'm terribly anxious to have our group help. In fact, I've practically decided to pitch in myself, whether they do or not.
Doing what?
All kinds of things. I could teach folk dancing.
Could you really?
I majored in folk dancing at Camp Minnetonka.
How are you going to teach them folk dancing when we haven't even got a hall?
Well, we'll get one. Father's on the committee in charge of the closed-up church. I'll get a key.
And half of them wouldn't have decent shoes to wear.
Then we'll get them.
How?
I've got nearly $50 saved up myself.
I'm sorry to tell you, but the kids over there wouldn't go along with you. We don't want charity. We want what we're entitled to. That's all.
But you're not getting it. You said so yourself. Personally, I don't think you're very cooperative. Oh! What was that? The window broke.
It's JoJo.
Jojo, are you hurt?
I'm terribly hurt.
I think his face may be scratched.
Bill, run and get Dr. Cook.
Yeah.
Let me have a look at it, Jojo. Looks like a nasty cut.
Who hit me? Who hit me? Somebody threw something in the window.
Here it is. It's a stone.
Hey, listen, the cops.
There they go, some kids.
Hey, look, the cops are after them.
There you are, young lady. It was pretty close to the eye. You're very lucky.
Lucky? Why did this have to happen to me?
Jojo, Officer Nolan wants to talk to you.
We got the fellows that did it. This is the one that threw the rock. Where's the rock?
Here it is.
Look at this. You might have killed her.
We didn't mean anything.
My face is all cut. You...
Where do these guys come from?
From Mulberry Street, the whole three of them.
Officer, I know these boys. I would be responsible for them. If you'll let me take them home,
You'll take them home. They're going to be locked up. Who are you, anyhow?
Pete Buca. Detective Brownwell knows me.
All right. You have them in children's court by 10 o'clock Tuesday. You hear? You'll appear against them, miss.
I certainly will.
What do you make of this, Pete?
I don't think they meant to hurt anybody.
I'm all cut up, and you try to make excuses for them.
They wouldn't have done it if they knew you. That they're just fighting the world, and you happen to be in the way. Don't you see? Come on.
Did you see that? The way they followed him out.
He sure can handle those guys.
I know how you feel, Jojo. They don't seem to think much of us, do they? Maybe there's a reason why. Before you do anything, why don't you go to Mulberry Street and find out what's behind all this? What Mulberry Street is really like. You did want to help them, didn't you, Jojo? Maybe this is your chance.
What did Mr. Dobson mean about my going to Mulberry Street? He reminded me that I wanted to help them, and then he said, maybe this is your chance. What did he mean by that? And then I found myself going down to Mulberry Street. I didn't quite know why. I still resented what had happened to me. But I did want to do what was right. And then, when I turned the corner, there were Pete and Mr. Dobson waiting for me. Hi.
Hello, Jojo.
Here you are. You've decided to give Mulberry Street a break, eh?
What does that mean?
A little dolled up, aren't you?
Why, no. These are old things. Is anything wrong?
It might be all right. Come on.
So there I was on Mulberry Street. I was thrilled. I was actually slumming. Why, I could reach out my hand and touch people who might be anything. The girl who looked at me strangely, I wondered what her life might be. And there were some boys who looked so hard, and yet they had something, like Alan Ladd or John Garfield.
It'd be a good idea to mind your own business.
And then I realized it wasn't what I thought at all. It wasn't thrilling or anything. Not what I thought Mulberry Street would be at all. The wild stories you hear. Some of the things I saw were just plain awful. I don't think I could stand to live like that. Not ever to have a nice home or a place to play or decent clothes. I don't think Mother would have wanted me to see all the things we saw. And then I realized these children who live there must see it all the time. It's their life, just an everyday matter to them. And then Pete led us to a little store run by a Mr. O'Banion.
How are you, Mr. O'Banion?
Ah, there you are, Pete. Glad I am to see you, lad.
Mr. O'Banion, these are some friends of mine.
Well, now.
Miss Josephine Wheeler.
Hello.
And Mr. Dobson.
Mr. Dobson.
I'm Jojo.
Well, are you now? Well, I'm on it.
They might give us a hand at cleaning up Mulberry Street.
Is that a fact? Let me tell you some of the wonderful things about this street. All the world meets here. Look, all the bloodstreams of the earth, all the talents of the old world. They didn't leave them behind. Oh, no. Mrs. Booty and her wonderful embroidery. Mind you, old Casper and his violin. And Nick Ferrara, he comes from a long line of stonemasons. And the Rodensons, you mind them, Pete, with their lovely feeling for color and form. This is the most wonderful street in the world.
You mean it could be, if things were fixed up so people could get a break?
Yes, it might need fixing up. It might at that, lad. Goodbye to you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That wonderful old man.
We never could have organized the little United Nations without him. Well, the Gallicos live down this way.
Who?
Nick, you know, the boy who threw the stone that hurt you.
We're not going there.
Would you like to, Jojo?
And then, there it was. The home of the boy who had done that terrible thing to me. All of a sudden, I was afraid. What would I say? What would I do?
Oh, Pete!
Hello, Lisa. Mother Gallico, these are some friends of mine. Jojo Wheeler and...
Oh, the poor young lady. We are so sorry you are hurt. We try very hard to bring up our boy Nick the right way. He is not a bad boy. But what he did is very bad.
It's not bad at all. Really, it isn't.
It's a terrible thing. Where is Nick?
I'll get him.
Che cosa gente? Cosa vogliono qua? Cosa vanno a cercare?
Papito, this is Uncle Angelo. This is a young girl who gets hurt.
Oh, this is terrible thing. They should lock that boy up. He's a bad boy.
Oh, no,
In the old country, boy like him should be whipped. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'll be quiet.
Hello, Nick.
Hi, Pete.
Nick, why you not tell the young lady you're sorry, the awful thing you did?
What for?
Bad boy is worth nothing.
Nick, why you not say something? You should have put on a clean shirt.
He's a bad boy. He's a gangster. He's a criminal.
Dry up.
It's all right, Nick.
What's all right?
You didn't mean to do anything bad. I forgive you.
Who asked you to forgive me?
Nick, you tell young lady you're sorry you throw stone.
What for? I wouldn't give her the satisfaction.
You'd better do it, Nick. Here, Nick. It's for you.
What is it?
$5 of my own money. I want you to have it.
Well, I don't want it.
Surely there must be something you need.
There's nothing I need.
Nick, that's no way to talk.
I don't want her own money.
È un criminale, un gangster, bad boy. L'ho detto che io c'ho sempre ragione. L'ho detto che io c'ho sempre ragione.
It would be okay to take it.
I'm not taking nothing from her or anybody like her.
Nick.
What's she doing here? Why don't she go back where she belongs?
Nick!
Oh, don't pay any attention to him. He doesn't mean it.
That's right. The kid's just fighting the world. Don't you see? He's not a bad kid.
What's going to happen to my boy?
You said you'd forgive him, didn't you? Well,
I want to go home.
Take it easy.
I said I want to go home. I got out of there somehow. I had to. And broke away from the others. Oh, I felt so awful. So shaken. To go down there, to forgive him, even to give him my money, and then to be treated like that. I felt as if I'd been whipped, as if I was nothing. Oh, it was unbearable. I don't know how long I'd walked. I felt I must do something. And then I decided, I'll go down and see Mr. Dobson.
Come in. Oh, it's you, Jojo. Glad to see you.
Mr. Dobson.
Sit down.
Mr. Dobson, I've decided to prosecute Nick.
Well, I suppose you have a right to.
I certainly have.
I thought you decided to forgive him.
Why, before he ever saw me, he threw a stone that nearly knocked my eye out. And when I went down there to see him and try to help him, he insulted me.
Of course, he did behave rather badly. You know, every time I've seen him, he's fighting. Always a losing battle. That family at home picking at him, his neurotic uncle, his worried mother, his gang.
But Pete's from that same neighborhood, and he's not like that. There must be something else.
Yes. I wonder why Pete has been able to rise above that environment. whereas Nick has...
Nick's mean and hateful and resentful. He doesn't care about anybody or anything.
Do you suppose that Nick has been rejected and kicked around so much he doesn't really think he's anybody?
Anybody with any self-respect wouldn't do such horrible things.
Self-respect. I wonder what we could do to help him.
I think he ought to be locked up.
I wonder what Jesus would have done in Nick's case. He was always ready to help those that needed it.
That's why I went down there in the first place, to help him, and I felt so good about it.
And how do you think they felt?
What do you mean?
Do you suppose that they thought you considered yourself above them, sort of a Lady Bountiful, going there to do something for someone not quite as good as you?
Why, no.
Nick was hurt, and he hurt you in return.
Yes, he certainly did.
Did it ever occur to you that in some ways you and Nick are very much alike?
Alike? Why, he's just...
You really feel you're superior to Nick, Jojo? Look into your heart. See if you can find the answer.
I came out of there feeling just awful. I'd always thought Mr. Dobson was so nice, and here, I'd gone to him for advice and, well, sympathy, and look what I got. Really, I was just black and blue all over, and I decided I'd go and tell our gang. They'd be down at the idle hour having cokes. I knew they'd sympathize with me. And then I decided I wouldn't either. Somehow I had to work this out for myself. Was it true that I was being a Lady Bountiful? Looking down on the people of Mulberry Street? And was that why they resented me? Of course, I knew I was better than Nick, that awful boy. But could I really feel I was better than the people of Mulberry Street? What about Lisa, Nick's own sister, and Pete, and that wonderful Mr. O'Banion? If I lived in Mulberry Street, would I be better than they? Would I be even as good? It made me almost ashamed of the way I felt. And then I thought of Jesus, and where he came from, without even a place to lay his head, and how kind and patient he was with all those in trouble. So humble and loving that people all loved him. But what was I to do about Nick?
Where do you live? These are Mulberry Street, Your Honor. The three of them were. There were two others, but this is the one that threw it. They're all known to the police.
Why did you throw the stone?
I didn't throw it at her.
You knew it might hit somebody, didn't you?
It's a wonder you didn't kill the young lady.
You didn't care who it hit, did you?
No, sir. I mean, yes.
What's the social work report on this boy?
Well, the boy comes from an unstable family. Seems there's considerable friction there. Also has been skipping school and running around with a wild gang.
He was like a trapped animal. This boy I'd wanted to punish. Now all the punishing forces of the law were bearing on him, and I was the trigger who had set them off.
I guess you like trouble, boy. How would you like to go to a reformatory for a while?
No, sir.
Please let my boy go. He's not a bad boy.
I know this boy, Your Honor. He's a good boy at heart. But if you send him up, he might turn bad.
I have a complaint against him, signed by the injured party. Assault with a dangerous weapon. I'd like to know why I shouldn't make an example of him.
Oh, no, you mustn't. Please let him go. You must let him go.
Aren't you the complainant?
Yes, but I don't want to be. I know Nick was wrong to throw the stone, but I was wrong, too. Don't you see?
I'm afraid I don't.
Nick is responsible for what he did, but so am I. All of us are responsible for Nick because all of us are responsible for Mulberry Street and the whole community. Oh, I see it so plainly. I was blinding myself, thinking I was better, that I lived in a different world. No, we're all together. Mulberry Street runs right through our neighborhood, through our lives, through our church. The people on Mulberry Street are just as good as we are. Some are even better. Only we don't give them a fair chance. How can they be good citizens unless they're made to feel that they really count? And maybe we can feel that we count for something if we help them to feel it too.
I want to ask you something, young lady. What made you change your mind about this?
It's very simple, Judge. I'm a Christian, and I've just begun to understand what it means.
Well, if the plaintiff is not going to press action, case dismissed.
Thank you, God. Oh, I'm so happy. Nick, thank you, God.
Oh, I wish I'd been there. It must have been terrific.
It was. But I didn't realize what I was letting myself in for.
What?
Work. Do you realize how much work there is to do in this world if you want to try and live as a Christian?
Pretty bad, huh?
Bad? Perfectly wonderful, but still work. First, we had to get the councilman lined up. Councilman Reddy, there's a proposal to put a playground on Mulberry Street. Can we count on your support?
Oh, I'm for the kiddies. Sure, I'm always for the kiddies.
Would you mind signing this?
Sure.
But the playground was just one thing. We were out to make our town a better place to live in. We were going to clean up those slums. First, we had to get some facts about conditions in our town. How many families lived in a tenement, things like that. And we did some real work, cleaning up a lot so neighborhood kids could play ball. One job was getting the key to the old church on Mulberry Street. It was going to be put into use again. And then we went out for public support, names on petitions. We really pushed doorbells and got people signed up. Of course, we had to start with our own parents. They needed educating most of all. Oh, it wasn't easy. Not everybody was responsive. But we were getting things started. We really stirred up the town. Oh, we've learned so many things, Jen. The group at church has really come alive. It's the grandest thing I ever got into. I do hope you'll give us a hand.
You just try to keep me out.
When we just started, we've got lots of things to do after this.
Oh, here you are. I hate to interrupt this, but the kids really need you out there now, JoJo.
Wonderful words. If they only knew how I need them.
World War I was over. Back from French battlefields came our soldiers. The soldiers who had fought with guns, and the soldiers who had fought with their courage and their faith, which they called salvation. These soldiers were ministers of the Salvation Army and dedicated to do God's work, not only in their churches, but wherever they found the need. Even on a street corner. This is the story of Captain Harry Purdom, minister of the Salvation Army.
Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless, are they white as snow?
death do us part, Katie.
Friends, we are gathered here on this street tonight to
make too much noise. Go home!
God bless you, sir. Would you care to join us in worship?
Join you?
Let us begin with prayer. Dear Lord, we ask for your blessing on this humble service. Carry our words to the ears of the sinners. Bless our music and testimony. Amen.
Have you been to Jesus on the cleansing pot? Are you washed in the blood?
Give me a bottle of soda pop. Yeah, all that singing and praying and for what? You're listening. Not me, Pender. I'm strictly for laughs. All that religious stuff is for the shoe clerks.
Sure. Maybe that's why they're clerks. Instead of hoodlums.
Hey, is that a crack at me?
That's a crack at anybody who don't obey the law.
Prohibition ain't a law, it's a racket.
Well, it's the law around here. And the sooner you take your lousy business some other place, the better I like it.
Mr. Pender.
Will you please tell me why you permit that carnival outside?
Carnival? Oh, no, sir. That's a religious service, the Salvation Army.
I know what it is. There's nothing wrong with my hearing, except that it's being subjected to entirely too much noise. I want it stopped.
But, Mr. Davis...
No, run him off.
I have no authority.
Get the police. Have them arrested for disturbing the peace. I've got enough on my mind without having to listen to that.
What's the matter with him?
Nervous, I guess. First time he's been out of his room since he checked in 2 days ago.
Maybe he's hiding out. Maybe he's a killer.
You've been going to those moving pictures again? Haven't you got something to do?
God is always with us, ready to help as soon as we are ready to help ourselves. If we accept God, we will find that he is our ally, and that we will never, never be alone.
Mrs. Purdom, I wanted to warn you. Officer Jensen will be here in a few minutes.
Let us
If you aren't around, there won't be anyone here for him to arrest.
Well, we'll still be here, Mr. Pender.
And my place we can see it apart.
All right, break it up. The show's over. Go on home. Cap, why don't you stop fighting City Hall? You have a church. Hold your services there.
We do, Mike. But the people who go to church don't always need it the most. We want to reach the people who have no church. Is that so wrong?
It's wrong enough to get you tossed into jail. Come on.
I'm sorry, Mike, that we're the cause of so much trouble for you.
That's what gets me. No matter how much I push you around and you land in jail, you say you're sorry you caused me trouble.
We know that you're only following orders.
Orders, yeah. Orders to bring in a criminal or shoot it out with some punk that's up to his ears in happy dust? That I understand. It's a cop's job. But not this. Let's go.
Hey, how about that? 6 straight passes.
Great. I'll shoot you for the drinks.
Hey, get back to your work. Games come later.
Mr. Pender. Look, I must have had a call by now. I told you to wake me no matter what time.
Mr. Davis, there's been no call. When a call comes in for you, I'll ring your room. Now relax.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Hey, what goes with the trance?
That guy. Expensive clothes. He's got money. And he's got trouble. If we could find out what's on his mind, we might be able to figure an angle to tap him.
I don't know. Looks to me like a guy who gives trouble.
Ah.
Okay, Mr. Davis, 2 packs of cigarettes coming up. Jack! Jack! Where's that loafer hiding?
I'll take him up to him.
You? Well, all right. Room 9.
I know,
And be sure he gets both of them.
Did you call me?
I'm always calling you, but I can never find you. Someday I'm going to hang this bell on your neck.
Who is it?
Me, Sloan, from downstairs. I got your cigarettes, Mr. Davis. There you are, sir. 2 packs.
Thanks. Here.
Well, thank you, Mr. Davis. Anything else you need?
No, nothing. Good night.
Anything at all. Stranger sometimes has a hard time finding what he wants.
Just what do you think I want to find?
Well, that's up to you. If it's action you want, I know of a straight dice game. Or if you're a little lonely.
Why, you cheap little... Go on, get out and leave me alone.
Change your mind.
Get out. Now tell yourself for the rest of the night just how lucky you are that I didn't break your arm. Hello, operator. It'll be Lakeside, 4916. That's right, 4916. And hurry, please. Keller Investigations? Mr. Davis calling. Hello? Yes? Well, I've been waiting here for 2 days. How much longer will it take to locate her? Well, how do I know what name they're using? I told you his name was Cortland, Mark Cortland. And her name is Mrs. Katie... Mrs. Catherine Davis. Yes, she's my wife. Just a minute.
Mr. Davis?
I asked you to wait a minute.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
You mean you're nosy? Put it down and get out of here.
You're wrong, mister. I'm not nosy. And I guess it's none of my business if you've got a gun in your bag.
You're right, it is none of your business.
I don't like trouble in my hotel.
And don't make any because I don't want any either.
Good enough. You know, if I was as nervous as you, I'd use a safety razor.
Again.
You know, that's kind of a pretty song.
Mr. Pender, get that policeman again. Run him off the street.
Why?
Why? Because I'm one of your guests. I can't stand it. My nerves are at the ragged edge.
Davis, if you want them put in jail, I suggest you call the police.
No. That's your job.
Well, I'm not going to do it.
You still looking for a way to get some of my money?
What? I never tried anything like that.
$10 apiece. Run the army off the street. 20.
Well, that's easy money.
Yeah, I'll say.
Come on, this ought to be a riot.
Wait, I'll get my coat.
Jesus, all our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what we often forfeit
A song, a memory, a dugout in the last war, a Salvation Army girl singing. It was the same song.
What a privilege to carry everything to God.
Donut and coffee, soldier?
Oh, what peace we often
Go ahead, please. You're Davis. K Company, aren't you?
Yeah.
I heard about your friend, Jimmy.
He was laughing about a stomach ache just before we went on patrol. Jimmy always laughed. Just a happy, laughing kid. And they butchered him. I'm fed up with butchery. I'm fed up with the whole stinking mess. So here's one for the road.
I'm sorry. I thought you liked Jimmy.
But I...
No. He was fighting for something he believed in. And if you run away, you're saying Jimmy died for nothing. No hero. Just a fool whose death had no purpose. No meaning. I don't think you want that.
Please leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
But I can't. You're not alone, Davis. You're never alone.
everything to God in prayer. What peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear.
Atta girl! Now go into your dance.
We should never be discouraged.
Yeah, let's see it. Pick up your heels.
Take it to the Lord in prayer.
Friends, my testimony tonight is to tell about how the Lord gave me the personal courage to face great trouble.
Oh, nobody knows the trouble I've had.
On our own, none of us can overcome the evil and hateful feelings that burden us at times. I say to you from my own experiences.
Sing it. Yeah, sing it.
From my own
Come on,
experiences.
sing it.
I can give...
Well, if you can't sing it, then go home, all of you. Beat it.
I say from my own
Go home,
experience.
go home.
that we
This
can
starvation on
make
me. Go home. Beat it.
You son! Stop it! That's enough!
That's for the arm twisting. Go home.
Forgive me.
Okay, preach. Come and get it.
My job, Cap.
Thanks, Mike.
My pleasure. This arrest I like. Keller Investigations, this is Davis calling. Look, I can't stand it here any longer waiting for your call. I've got to move to... You located them? Both? Well, why didn't you call me? Yes. Give me the address. 355 Oak Street. Under the name of Harris. Yes, I've got it. Thanks. 355.
Yes, this is Mr. Harris. Who's calling? Mrs. Harris. Well, just a minute. I'll see if she's here. Someone wants you.
Hello? Hello, who is this, please? There's no one there.
What was a man? He asked for Mrs. Harris.
I'm frightened, Mark. You don't think it sounded...
No, now don't start getting any silly ideas. It was probably just a salesman.
I tell you, I don't like this, Mark. That man from the gas company this morning, there was something awfully phony about him.
It's just your nerves, honey. It's reaction from a...
Why don't you go ahead and say it? Reaction from a guilty conscience.
Look, I'll tell you what. Let's go out to dinner. How about that little restaurant with a good ravioli? Come on, do you good to get out of the house.
Mr. Pender, will you look after this bag for me?
Oh, checking out, eh?
Yes. This should take care of everything.
Wait a minute. How long do you want me to hold this?
Read tomorrow's paper for further instructions. Sorry.
It's all right.
Look, I'm sorry about those hoodlums and everything.
I'm sorry for you. It must be a very heavy burden you're carrying. We're going to our church right now. Why don't you come with us?
Look, leave me alone, will you?
I can't do that. You're not alone. You're never alone.
What? What did you say?
You're never alone. You're never alone. You're never alone.
Pender, are you sure you saw a gun in the bag?
Of course I'm sure. Then there was that phone call. 5 minutes later, he's ready to check out.
Why should he leave his bag here?
I don't think he ever intends to come back for it. I think he's going to do something like suicide or murder, maybe.
Well, in that case, he'd have the gun with him. On the other hand, if it's in the bag, what do we got to worry about? Well,
you're the cop.
Chances are the gun's still inside.
What are the chances now?
Get me police headquarters.
I feel much better now, Mark. We ought to dine out more often.
We'll do that.
I could have sworn I left the porch lights on.
Probably need a fuse.
Who's that?
Carl!
Yes, Katie, it's me.
Look out, he's got a gun.
Now, Carl.
What did you expect? Flowers? After all, I have some rights.
Why don't you give up, Davis?
I'm talking to my wife. At least she was my wife. I gave you my name, and look what you've done to it.
Carl, please.
Did you cry when I was hurt? When you're sad about me?
Carl, please, look, I know I hurt you, but...
You don't want to be hurt in return, do you? You always were a selfish girl, Katie. Always wanting something and never wanting to pay for it.
Carl, please. Please leave me alone.
Alone? We're never alone, Katie. But you don't understand that, do you? Someone spoke to me tonight. It was like a dream repeating itself, the same words. We're not alone, we're never alone. Sitting here waiting for you, I had time to think what those words really mean. There's someone bigger than us, Katie, someone we've both forgotten. But I intend to try and find him again. And with his help, I can forget you. I can forgive you. I can even feel terribly sorry for you.
Sorry. You should have pulled the trigger. That would have been easy. Don't worry, Carl. I'll be punished. Punished for the rest of my life. Remember it.
Yes, Katie, you will.
I wish I could help you. Goodbye.
Still no luck. He's disappeared completely.
Wish I could help. I don't even know what direction he took. The last I saw of him, he was talking to Mrs. Purdom.
You mean the Salvation Army woman? Yeah. Why didn't you tell me that before? Well, it's late, but maybe not too late.
I won't need this, Captain. Not now. This evening I started out to kill. Instead, I'm going home now, free. Free of all that sick hate I've lived with all these months. I don't know how to thank you.
Don't try. You owe your thanks to someone else.
Yes, I know that now. Goodbye, Captain. Mrs. Purdom. Oh, you can keep that. Sell it. Maybe the money it'll bring will help you in your work a little. I'd like that.
Goodbye, Mr. Davis.
God go with you.
Service is a little late tonight, huh?
A little. But it was worth it, Mike. It was worth it.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it all. Look, it just happens that I have a corner on my beat that I can't get around to between 7 and 8. In fact, I probably would be too busy to get there even if I did get a complaint. Quarter 6 and Carter. Good night.
Good night.
On that beautiful shore, in the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore.
Why aren't you in the pasture minding the cows?
I was minding them.
Oh, and then what happened?
I'm afraid. I'm afraid the master will beat me again.
Dear me.
The cows were all right. They were grazing by themselves. And I saw such a wonderful root.
Climb up to the loft. And don't make a sound. Be a good boy.
Yes.
Well, we never have peace. Here, put this in your pants. It won't hurt so much.
Bobshick! Where's Bobshick?
He's lying down. He's very tired. Would you like a glass of milk or something?
You mean he's playing with that knife again?
What if he is?
I don't pay him to make statues of cows. Cows are eating the crops again.
Let him be.
No, this time it's enough. Magic, come down. All right, don't. I'll come up and get you.
Oh, Master, don't beat me!
Oh, don't beat the poor child, please.
Lazy boy.
Please, stop! Please, stop! Grandma!
I won't stand for any more. Remember it this time. I slaved from sunup to sundown, and he plays with that little knife. I don't pay him for that.
So you've been paid properly. Are you satisfied?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you're not. Turn around. I try to protect you, but I can't if you're not a good boy. Vavchik. Don't you understand, Vavchik? You can't keep doing things he tells you not to do.
I didn't do anything.
Ah, so the knife has legs and came to you by itself. My Vavchik, if you take something you shouldn't, you're a thief, and they cut off your arm or your ear. If you tell lies, they cut out your tongue. Because that's the law.
I didn't do anything, though.
And what's this? A strange kind of root?
It was once. Now it's a cow without a head.
So you have been carving with your knife?
Yes, I carved it, but not with the table knife.
Oh, Vavchik, Vavchik.
Vavchik, you can be helpful when you want to be.
Now drink your milk and take the cows out to pasture like a good boy. Isn't he a good boy? A whole week has passed and everything's been peaceful. He hasn't caused any trouble. Not once has he let the cows get into the crops.
Oh, yes, he's taken care of the cows as he should. He still keeps whittling away with that knife instead of helping with the chores. Still has his pockets stuffed with roots. I hope he grows out of that one day.
Go now, Vavchik. It's time for you to go. He really tries very hard. He'll grow into a fine man, I know it.
A good beating once in a while will help him along.
I don't believe anyone is helped by unkindness, Master.
I know that the belt is the best teacher of all. Where is the knife again?
Burek! Now I'll be beaten again. Be good, cows.
Hey, boy. Come here. What are you looking for in those bushes, huh? Bird's nest?
No.
Listen, hurry up or we'll be sleeping in the field like mice instead of at a roadhouse.
All right.
Did you water the horses?
Yes, I did.
Then hitch them up. Is it still a long way to Krakow?
To where?
To Krakow.
Well, I'm not sure.
What are you gaping at? Never seen boots before?
You bringing that big tree to Krakow?
Yes, for statues.
You said to statues?
Statues of saints for the altar.
As large as that?
Yes, as large as that. Teslov, are you enjoying yourself? That your dog?
Yes, but who's going to make the figures?
Smart dog.
Who's going to make the figures, though? And for whom?
A famous sculptor. His brand is on the tree.
Whose house will they be in?
They'll be where the king lives. Run along now. I've got a lot of things to do before we...
I'll beat your brains out again. You lazy good-for-nothing. I can't trust you for a minute. Wait till I get you home. You'll be sorry you were born. You see? You'll be sorry, boy.
Fasten your shutters and close your lights. Fasten your shutters and close your lights.
By the order of the Burgomaster, all doors must be locked and all lights out.
All's well, 5 past the hour.
Don't be afraid, Buick. Don't be afraid.
What happened, little boy?
He went that way. He chased
Are you
me.
sure?
There. Yes, I saw him.
Come on, this way!
He was wearing a green kerchief on his head.
Where is he? Don't just stand there.
We know, Boogaloo.
Why isn't everyone searching? Send men that way.
Look, see what I found.
Incredible, incredible. Now, what's going on?
There, they just caught the thief. He was running in the street like a rat.
Silence! These holy articles were found in a bundle behind the church wall.
Ah, well then, someone wanted to steal them.
Do you question an innocent when the real thief has fled? I'm God's servant. I've been to Palestine on a pilgrimage, the Holy Land. In nomine Patris.
And what were you doing when you were found in the street?
I was going to go to sleep.
He doesn't
In
look like a
nomine
thief.
Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
You think he's a pilgrim after all?
It's possible he doesn't look like a thief.
Why don't you let him free?
This is the boy who witnessed it.
Come here. Look well at this man. Do you recognize him?
No.
Quiet! Silence! This is a capital offense!
You see now? I'm in God's hands. He won't have his servant accused unjustly.
So you do not recognize this man as the one who committed the theft, huh?
Of course I do, sir. He had a bundle in his teeth. And he was sliding down a rope.
Then why did you say you didn't before?
I wasn't sure then, because I'd only seen him one time.
Look again, my boy. You sure it was he, and not someone else?
The same. Besides, why don't you see for yourself? I'm sure he was missing his left ear.
So the laws had him before then.
They'll have his head this time, though.
But he's... It must be Black Raphael.
Take him away!
I'll meet you again, little boy. And you, too.
Maybe, maybe, but not in this world.
Are you frightened, Gregorius?
Why should I be frightened? We've been to Krakow before.
Oh, it's really marvelous. When you do your tricks, you're the center of it all. They clap, stamp their feet, make me feel just like a queen. And if you're lucky, they give you lots of money, too. Truly. Here's a present. I found this for you. Where'd you find it? I found it in the woods. You can make a horse from it, can't you? No, a dog. Turn it over, it's a horse. Like this, it's a dog. Master Gregorius must have taken my knife. I know. Just wait a minute.
The boy we don't need.
No. But the dog may not perform. I mean, he does his tricks for the boy.
Right, and the dog's a sensation.
A beautiful day today.
Better now that we're home.
Made it time for dinner, huh?
Yes, could use it too.
Hearty appetite.
Same to you.
I think we're in Krakow. Yes, it's the same tree. I just saw Black Raphael. Only he was wearing a different robe.
Stupid. You were dreaming.
No, he must have escaped.
This town, just a bunch of skinflints. Hoarders and misers.
Listen, my friend. You want to earn more money? If you want more money, come with me.
Where to? Is it a wedding, a feast, or a ball? What kind of tricks do you want? Fire eating, tightrope walking? I'll take my troop along.
No, not...
Fronchek!
Come along.
You walk behind me. Heaven knows what kind of character he is.
Why me and not Fronchek?
Because I said you're coming. Fronchek, better hide the money, right? Better take it myself. On second thought.
You see that man in the clown suit? He'll be coming back. Take care of him.
Boy! What are you doing here? Get out quick. Go!
Where are you? Malgosia. What is it? The most wonderful thing happened. What? I saw the figures.
What do you need my face for?
I want you to pose for King Balthazar. Here's a ducking.
Thank you.
Every day I'll go back there no matter what. If they throw me out, I'll go back anyway. Will you take me with you?
Fronchek! Where's Fronchek?
What happened?
Get into the wagon. We're leaving right away. Where's Fronchek? Where's Fronchek? Ah, there you are. Hitch the wagon. Get in, get in. Hitch the horses.
Get out of the way! Look out! Get out of the way!
I'm going to carve figures the way they do. Will they let you? Will they take you think? I'll find out. taking Barack with you?
Well, of course. He's been with me since he was a puppy. If I can. I mean it. I'll come for you one day.
Who are you? What are you doing wandering around at night? Huh? You see now you're all wet. Who are you?
My name is Vavchik. I come from Poremba.
Just a minute. And the poor little dog. Yours?
Yes, he is.
In what part of Krakow do you live, eh? Nowhere?
Nowhere.
What do you keep looking for?
There's a robber after me.
A robber? Ah, now you're being foolish. There are no such things as robbers in Krakow. Otherwise, the king would order their heads cut off, or their arms, or their ears. Don't worry about it. All right, go inside now. I'll dry you off. And we'll stop talking about robbers.
Vavchik, are you sleepy or something? If you go on playing with that turnip, you'll never finish. And you must still bring in the wood for the fire.
That window. It's a draft. All day long he sits at that window. What are you always looking at, Vavchik? Is that robber chasing you again?
Leave the boy alone.
Almost finished?
Yes.
Turnips he's carving now. You'd better go and fetch the wood.
Master, look at this.
What are you doing here? Go on back where you belong, to the kitchen.
But I need shavings to light a
Go
fire.
to the shop. You'll find shavings.
If I catch you again, I'll break every bone in your bodies. I'll beat your brains out. That's if you have any, you bad boys. You little scoundrels. You already broke the cock's head off. Isn't that enough?
And to that man, the council awards the order for the altar. You should have done it, Master Martin. I saw his drawings. I must tell you that he's building the altar in defiance of all the rules. He's breaking all the canons of the church.
It's a disgrace to our crowd.
You know what he's doing? He's using the faces of his servants as the faces for the saints. It's absolutely profane when you think of it, Master Martin. When you kneel in prayer before a figure of God's mother, the Holy Virgin, this famous sculptor will have given her the face of his own wife.
Blasphemy, blasphemy, vulgarity.
You're right.
Yes, carving cocks. That's what he should be doing.
Cocks!
Altars.
Cocks!
Oh, very right. Cocks for inns.
Master Witt.
Welcome, Master.
It's a joy to see you in good health.
Welcome.
There's a rumor in town that His Majesty the King wishes to visit your workroom.
To see your work.
It's an unprecedented honor for our guild, thanks to you, Master Witt.
You brought fame and praise to our craft, Master Witt.
You're here this time of night.
By accident, the poor cock got broken. Don't worry, Master. I didn't waste your candles. I worked in the dark. And I only used wood that wasn't needed. It may not be exactly the same as the old one.
Don't you know that at this hour all decent people are asleep?
Then why aren't you asleep, Master?
The saints, they're always telling me not to rest. They make so many demands of me. They demand I dress them more elaborately. They want to look holier, more dignified, more lifelike. Oh, indeed. Sometimes they're pretty exacting, those saints. Not even at night will they leave me in peace.
You must be tired, Master. If you'd let me stay here with you, I would try to help you with all my strength.
You like carving so much.
More than anything in the whole world. I'm sure I can help you. I can show you some of my carvings. This one's a lizard, and a dog, and this is a cow. Only I want to do the same thing you do with wood. Make fine, strong men, and beautiful ladies, and very big.
You can stay with me as long as you want to. Only you must promise to obey me. Do whatever I ask you to. You must stop staying awake, dreaming at night. Tomorrow you'll work hard. You'll work hard and study, and above all, learn how to hold a chisel in your hand. You'll learn how to plan your compositions properly. You're going to learn how to make glue hold fast and to mix the purest colors so they're perfectly clear and beautiful. And now go to bed at once. I don't want to see you wandering around at night anymore. You'll have to paint this cock. As for your animals, all right. Put them away and look after them. They may mean something one day. The lizard, the dog, and the cow.
Almost natural. Who made it? I wish I knew who made it. I opened up the shutters at dawn, and, well, there I found it.
Don't tell me that you don't know where it came from.
You must have ordered it.
You mean you just got here and found it?
You're telling lies, my friend. Someone carved it. And it didn't fly here by itself.
Must have been some good artisan.
Must have been.
Oh, come on.
Oh, what are you so gloomy about? Those urchins will smash it up again if I don't watch out. And such a cock, too. There, you see? Get out of here. Go on.
Look at the delicate detail.
Almost alive. Marvelous.
It's a poor job. It's not so good. Sloppy, if you ask me.
He thinks he's smart. A born critic, no doubt, Sloppy.
I suppose you know something about it.
Oh, I mean it. Bow-legged, and what a crooked head. I said he's bow-legged and his head's crooked. You'll find out.
Wish I could do that to all the critics.
So you went to see the cock again. How many times is that?
But I can't help it.
They like it?
Very much. They said a good craftsman made it. They wondered who.
Hmm.
I mean it. I wouldn't lie.
You believe it?
No, I didn't.
Very well, Flapjack. Now look and listen. I must finish up this spot. Much too empty.
You know, maybe a house or something.
You'll help me.
You want me to help you?
The master says so. But we must hurry. The king has announced he's coming soon to see the altar. What's the matter with you?
His Majesty the King.
This is a great honor for a simple craftsman, Your Majesty. I am deeply grateful.
It's not my habit to disturb people at their work. Simple curiosity compels me to see. I am honored.
For the time being, there are only fragments, Your Majesty. The altar will be built in the shape of a triptych. In the middle, the figure of the Virgin Mother. Above, the Assumption. At the foot of the altar, I intend to build the shape of a tree, indicating the genealogy of Mary. The summit of the altar will be completed by a circular arch.
In the style of the Italian masters.
Indeed, Your Majesty. The Italians know how to behold the Lord, not only when looking up to heaven, but also here on earth, in all the nature that surrounds us, and in man.
In nature and in man, you say. You are a philosopher, and you will prove it in a great altar.
It won't be finished for quite some time, Your Majesty, perhaps for 2 years. Up there you see the Apostle John, called the Evangelist. And there, supporting Mary, is the Apostle James. On the panels, which are to flank the altar, I placed 18 scenes in bas-relief. I wish Your Majesty to see in these scenes not only God and his saints, but also the flowers and plants of the land, and the people, human as they are, the aged, with all their infirmities, and the young, in all their beauty and strength.
I can see you have a difficult task. I'm sure it will take you some time yet, Master, especially with assistants as youthful as that one.
He's still a child, Your Majesty, but he has a great love of the craft and the endurance of a mature man. Even though he can hardly hold a chisel in his hands, I must admit they are golden hands, Your Majesty. It is true, sire. Many a thing here he has carved by himself.
This child. Come here, son. I hear that you're a wonderful craftsman. You deserve a reward, my child. Tell me what you'd like. Well, then.
I'd like slippers, if you please. Yellow ones.
Slippers? Why, yellow slippers.
Well, that's the prettiest color.
Oh, all right, if you want slippers. Make sure that when we get back to the palace, the page will provide... and give him a ducat for me. How very happy I am. I feel very grateful to you, Master Witt, that by working so very competently, you will have added luster to my reign and to Poland. I am sure the world will not easily forget you, Wittstwosch.
So then, do you recognize me?
Yes.
So you do recognize me. That's good. We must have a little talk. Where are you running? We have time. I've locked the door so no one will disturb us.
Where can he be? Something must have happened.
Well, but he had the ducat the king gave him. What do you think? It's simple. He's in the marketplace stuffing himself with candy.
But it's late. The stores are closed.
That's right, of course. What did I tell you?
There he is. No. He's not here, only the
Go
dog.
and look for him.
Why, look for him. He'll come home.
Let the dog go.
You going to stay there? I don't want to come up for you. I suppose I'll have to.
Take a torch with you.
Yes. Lead us, Burik.
I'll go this way.
Follow the dog.
I meant to kill you for having betrayed me. But I can use you. I've been watching you, my boy.
Bruno, open the door! Open the door. Open up there!
Stephen! Here I am!
Bobsy! What's wrong, Bobsy? Bobsy! What's wrong? Open the door, Bobsy!
Stephen!
Keep quiet.
Save me! Stephen!
Look out! It's Black Raphael!
Yes, it's me, Black Raphael. Well, what are you waiting for, you cowards? Well, who wants to try next? What's the matter? Have you all lost your guts? Come on. You think you'll catch Black Raphael? Not alive.
Stefan!
All right, we've got you.
This time he won't escape again.
You're finished, Black Raphael.
To the city hall. Let the herald proclaim that Black Raphael is in chains. He has been taken at last.
Come here, everyone. Look, Kudrush. Cheslov.
What is it, Master?
Who was asleep on the job? Must I watch everything myself?
What is it, Master? What's the matter, Master?
You ask what's the matter. Look for yourself. In an hour, the king will be here. I'll have to run away. Don't you see St. Stanislav is completely empty-handed? Here is his staff. What will you do? Get down. Kudrush will go on.
I'm too heavy, Master.
I told you to get down.
I used to be an acrobat. Don't be afraid.
Be careful. Don't look down. Don't look down, I said.
He's all right. Master, he made it.
Slowly. Slowly. What happened? What is it? Get down. Ravchik! Why aren't you coming down?
Because my slipper fell behind the altar.
Get down. I'll get you another.
Good boy.
All right, don't cry. I'll buy you 2 pairs. I'll buy you 3 pairs. What does it matter, a pair of slippers, when you have helped to create this great altar, my boy? Think of your slipper as a signature to your work. Hundreds of years from now, people will tell the story of Vovchik, the orphan boy who became a sculptor, the boy whose artistry and dedication earned him a place among the legends of our land. Don't cry, Vovchik. Be proud.